जमाने में अपनी अलग पहचान लेकर मानेगा, वो बड़ा जिद्दी है, वो आसमान लेकर ही मानेगा। जिद है हमें कि तोड़ कर लाने हैं सितारे जमी पर। दोस्तों साथ देना मेरा, ये जज्बा एक दिन उड़ान लेकर मानेगा। A passionate entrepreneur, high dreams is what Kunal Thacker, the co-founder of Katha Joint, is. He's the third generation entrepreneur, believes in risk-taking capacity with providing rolling memorable stories for a client in the form of events, weddings, digital content. आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है, Kunal.
Thank you for having me on.
Hello and welcome to Rashi Foundation, a very special guest today. Kunal, we would want you to share your story with us. Who is Kunal Thacker and what is Katha Joint all about? Over to you.
Firstly, thank you for having me on. Katha Joint is a very small organization in this huge experiential marketing world, but we dream and aspire to make it big. It started 3 years back. I personally have close to 15 years of experience in the event and experiential marketing world. Been lucky enough to be awarded a few international awards in advertising. We started off in 2017 with this dream of providing and services and quality services to the client, And after thrashing 250 names, that's when Katha Joint struck me and my co-founders and my team. And that's when we realized, okay, Katha Joint, it is a very, a lot of people came and told me that it's very Hinglish, to put it. And a lot of people will get confused. Why don't you give it an English name? It will have a more global appeal. I said, it could have a global appeal. So another name was Story Sutra. But I'm like, Katha Joint just stuck. It rang a bell. Katha Joint is very simple. If I put it in simple words, Katha is a story. Every event or whatever we do kind of goes down in memory as a story. We would probably telling our friends 10 years down the line, 10 years back we did this, or tell our children that, when we were your age, this is what we did in the form of a story. That's where Katha Joint stems from. We want your guests, be it from a corporate event or a wedding or a social party, we want your guests to go back talking about the experience, be it the decor, the artist, the food, whatever it is, or even a small giveaway that you give, or even the invite. We want it to be unique. We want it to be an extension of the client's life or personality.
To a family of edible oils, what inspired you to begin this events company?
It was, of course, I have strong roots in my family business. I was working there since I was in 11th standard. But I was always creatively inclined. I was always more observant towards commercials and kind of organizing things. And I wanted to give it a shot. And I would obviously want to thank my father, who saw my first ad that I created, and he's like, okay, listen, this is your ticket to this industry. It's okay, just go and explore your dreams. And obviously the family supported me in and out, means through thick and thin. Even when I was working somewhere, they understood the ups and downs as a professional that we go through, and they supported. Like, they've never seen late hours and events and advertising. We start functioning post sunset. So yeah, they supported me through thick and thin through that. And then when I said, listen, this is my dream, I want to give it life, and they said, go for it. And I'm honestly grateful for that. And would like to thank God for giving me such a great support system. So the only thing that my father told me, like, don't be scared of failing. It's okay. May work, may not work, but give it a rest.
That is what the Indian family system is all about, supporting your own people. You find it nowhere in the whole world. That's wonderful. Yeah. Kunal, what is your Rather, who are your target audience?
So I wouldn't see, we are in the events fraternity, and when I say the kind of services we offer in the corporate world, we will do award functions, MICE, that is meetings, incentives, conferences. We do destination events like our, international events. We do music shows. So I wouldn't want to curtail my TG to say this demographic, this age group. No, yes, we have two distinct verticals in terms of target audience. That's corporate. So obviously, when I talk about corporates, I want the CMOs, the HR heads, the brand custodians, who we can partner with in creating that magnanimous experience in terms of delivering the brand experience, the TG, be it activations, be it exhibition stall designs, be it a meet and greet with their brand ambassador or brand ambassadress, be it a rewards and recognition nights where their partners come on board and you reward them for their contribution. So yes, these are there. But when it comes to the social events, we want to target everyone who wants to create or have a party and enjoy their lives. We want to celebrate a moment of the life, be it a birthday party, be it festival, be it weddings. Yes, weddings is something that we really want to grow into and which we've been lucky enough to grow considerably. But anything, I wouldn't restrict myself to a demographic. It could be somebody's 75th birthday in Bali. It could be an exotic 18th birthday in Goa. It could be anything. I mean, it could be someone comes and tells me, Kunal, we want to do a spiritual event. It could be a 20-year-old saying, listen, I've grown spiritually. I want to connect with my friends and family and discuss my spiritual journey with them. I'm more than happy to do that. So I wouldn't put a bracket on it. A 5-year-old, if he comes and says, listen, Mama, I want to do a nice birthday party, I'll be more than happy to do that too.
There are a lot of event companies in the market. Why will we choose Katha Joint over any other?
Uh, so first thing first, it's our experience. 15 years of experience and a cumulative experience over 30 years in this experiential industry. Uh, so that's we bring in a lot of offerings in terms of experience. One of the co-founders is my wife, Anili, and I'm very happy to have her part of this organization because she comes from a very different outlook. She's a jewelry designer and she's seen the world of design and decor. So the kind of input she brings in for the social events in terms of the decor and the understandings is very different. And she's a professional designer, so that's what we can deliver. And of course, our passion. First thing first means we are passionate when we say a story. Our presentations, our pitches are a story. And I get excited because I personally work on the presentations myself. And we deliver quality, but again, in the price bracket, we are a little lower when it comes to that, the kind of offering that we stand apart. Say this is specifically for the corporate clientele. Is when we say digital content and we say events, they're two different things. At Katha Joint, we bring them together on one platform. So if a client has spent X amount of money in creating a campaign, a theme for his or her event, we just don't snip and edit a video and saying, listen, this is for your social media. We will create a different video and complete the circle. That's where we're different. We can do both the things independently, but a USP is when we deliver both things together. Because I don't know of many agencies giving that offering. And when it comes to weddings, again, experience the different kind of people we have on board in terms of offering ideas, experiences, in terms of decor, artists, everything.
So now with the COVID, what are your views on the event industry and how are you now customizing weddings, especially for the people 2021 onwards? Let me hear that.
We took a hit. Let me be very honest. The entire industry took a hit, and in the first 2 months of COVID, we didn't know where we were headed. We all crossed the fingers and just prayed to the Almighty, saying, when. But I think we've evolved. I think change is something we all adapted to. So again, we've adapted to virtual events. So where we have done a few plain Jane Zoom webinars with a lot of interaction through artists and games. We've done virtual events. We've done virtual launches, award shows. So that takes care of the corporate clientele. When it comes to weddings, we kind of created an experience which is more intimate, which is more what used to happen, what we used to see in the big weddings, the personal connect was lost. So here we created that intimate setting, be it 50, be it 100 as per the government SOPs. We told the client one thing, we will follow the SOPs. Rest assured that everyone will be safe. So something as simple as customizing the sanitizer bottles which every guest gets to the masks. A lot of clients have what we've done. We personalized masks with the bride and groom logo, monograms. We've also added a service wherein we are streaming it live on Zoom, and we just don't stream it. We have an MC or a hostess who's taking the guests on this journey. See, because very difficult when you're not at a wedding to understand what's happening, especially with the international guests. So this hostess, this MC, she acts as the mediator and takes, and that is entirely scripted in the way that how we want to say the story. Be it the rituals, the barat, the story of the bride and groom. We have family members present at the location interacting with the guests. So that's creating a lot of, what I say, it's creating that bond between the guests who are physically there, not virtually there. So we don't want people to miss out. Obviously, what we've done something for birthday parties is send out cakes, similar cakes to all the guests, and they all cut the cake together. So it brings in an added experience to the kids, saying, okay, all my friends are cutting the cake, my kind of cake together. Send out gifts and everything. But I think creating this link between the physical and the virtual world and allowing the family to say the story, saying, sorry, we couldn't have you over for safety concerns, but we still miss you. We still are excited to have you on the virtual platform. And this is our family story. Welcoming them virtually into the experience.
Easy. Kunal, tell me something. What is your reach? Are you entertaining international weddings since the virtual world has taken over to the on ground events? So are you reachable all over the world, or you?
Exhibitions abroad? We've reached out to clientele abroad through weddings hosted in India, but there's no boundaries unreachable for us beyond our reach. And we have partners across the globe who are there, and we are looking forward to growing our reach to international borders where we are not taking our Indian guests there, but we are doing an event for an international client. So that is the next step for Katha Joint. That's a part of a growth strategy. But just now, obviously, the main focus is catering to our Indian clientele and giving them the international experience. That's something which is easier because of our experience and which we've been doing so far. So we've streamed weddings across the globe, and we had one such wedding which was held at 5 p.m. in Bombay at the Taj Lands End. But guests were there from Zambia, they were there from Australia, they were there from USA, Mexico, and the different time zones, and they all made sure that. And that's why when I said the hostess, the mediator comes into play, because they've heard about the big fat Indian wedding. Now with COVID, it's the lean Indian wedding. It's not the big fat Indian, it's the lean Indian wedding. But how do I reach out to the guests? Is it language barriers, cultural barriers, and breaking these barriers is what we focused on.
Yeah, that's some kind of awesome work that you're doing, Kunal, and that's wonderful. The pandemic, the COVID, and a lot of businesses were at the halt. So, what about Katha Joint? Were you able to do some great work during this entire lockdown period?
Uh, as I said earlier, we took a hit. Means we were equally lost as other people across the globe, and But we found a similar lining in the dark clouds. And one of our very first clients was Trek, the real estate company based in Bombay. They're a real estate company. We did one of our first Zoom webinars with them, wherein we had close to 400 of the agents logging in. We had a stand-up comedian, taking them through the entire journey, which was followed by a quiz, wherein the client had sent out a brochure to the agents and said, please study it. We're going to do a quiz contest. And we were blown apart by the kind of participation. That was something fantastic where we said, okay, listen, if we tweak something and we give a good platform for interaction, that kind of made us believe that we could do it. Over a period of time, we did a few virtual events. And then the big break came with Transcon developers, again in Bombay, uh, where we did a customer meet. It was a physical event, so that kind of brought in the smiles back on our face, and we are on ground. We are doing what we always wished we would want to do. So those were two events we did back to back with them, and it kind of gave us confidence back again. That listen, we haven't forgotten everything. It was very difficult putting the element sheets back together, say, okay, do we remember this? Have you forgotten this? But we've been lucky to have experiences ourselves to make us believe that we can deliver irrespective of the challenges.
Given us the best picture and the best explanation for Katha Joint. Kunal, what is the plan for 2021 onwards? Where do you see yourself in the coming 2-3 years now?
2021, just praying that we go back to big on-ground events. Yes, our focus is going to be primarily on weddings. Uh, I want to tell the viewers through you that we are going to focus on weddings. We're going to, we want to create those wedding experiences in a big way. That by no means says that we are not going to do corporate events. No, we will do it. But we want to create a plethora where we have a huge offer. And hopefully creating something called as the digital world with Katha Joint, where we mix virtual experiences with physical experiences and bring a smile on the guests' faces.
Katha Joint, where ideas are rolled into an experience, events, giving an ultimate high to a brand. I would request all our connections and viewers all over the world. They are doing some amazing work at very reasonable prices. Get in touch with Kunal Thacker. If you want to have a virtual wedding event, you want to do an on ground wedding event, you want to get decor done, you want to celebrate your anniversary, you want to do your birthday party, you just want to celebrate for maybe no reason at all and just do a house party with some music, get in touch with this guy. I think he's doing some amazing work. Their website and their number is available on this feed in this video as well. Kunal is directly approachable.